The grid below is to be filled with integers in such a way that the sum of the numbers in each row and the sum of the numbers in each column are the same. 4 numbers are missing. The number x in the lower left corner is larger than the other 3 missing numbers. What is the smallest possible value of x? Okay, so we have that the sum of the numbers in each row and each column is all the same. So the first thing we should do is try to find that sum, because that could be useful. So we have the sum, the common sum should be this plus that, the sum of the numbers in the first row. -2 plus 9 plus 5, which is 12. Therefore, the sum of the numbers in each row and each column is 12. And indeed, we can already see that this column has a sum of 12 as well. But what does that mean? It means that this number plus that number plus -1 should also be 12. And I'm just going to call this A, this B, and this C for simplicity. So A plus B plus -1 is 12. So A plus B is 13. Similarly, 9 plus B plus C is 12. So B plus C is equal to 3. And this column gives us A plus X is equal to -2. No, A plus X plus -2 is equal to 12. So A plus X is 14, right? Because A plus X minus 2 is 12. And X plus C plus 8 is 12, which means X plus C is equal to 4. So how are we supposed to make X as small as possible? Because what we're given is that X is the biggest of all of these 4 numbers. So X is bigger than A, B, and C. So how can we use that to find out the smallest possible value of X? Well, what you would do is you would look at the second row, because you have A plus B is equal to 13, and 13 is a pretty large number, right? So it's certainly larger than this 3, that's B plus C. And we're not considering this first column because it includes X, and X is going to end up being bigger than all the others. So we have A plus B equals 13. This is the one we're really interested in, because we want X to be as small as possible, but X needs to be greater than both A and B. And what does that mean? It means that the larger of A and B, so the maximum of A and B, whichever one of A and B is larger, has to be less than X. And remember, we only care about the maximum of A and B, because if B is bigger than A, we only care that X needs to be greater than B, because then just by default, X is greater than B and B is greater than A. So X would also be greater than A. So we just care about having max of A and B be less than X. So A plus B is equal to 13, right? So what does that mean? It means that their average is equal to 6.5. But you can't have A and B both be lower than their average. Otherwise, you just, like, when you take the average of A and B, it should be the number in the middle between A and B. So if A and B are both smaller than 6.5, so like if A is 5 and B is 6, their average is 6.5, which is greater than both of them. That's not possible. So we must have at least one of A and B be greater than our average of 6.5, which means that one of them has to be 7. So A or B is 7 or greater. It's greater than or equal to 7. And remember, we want to make X small, which means we want to make the bigger value of A and B small. So it would make sense if one of A and B was 7 and the other was 6, so that they would add up to 13, and their maximum would be as small as possible. And in that case, if the greater of A and B is 7, then X has to be greater than 7, right? X is greater than the maximum of A and B. So the smallest possible value of X could be 8. Now we need to actually make sure 8 works, or if 8 doesn't work and there's a larger floor. So what we'll do is we'll say, let's just assume X is 8, because that's really what we're hoping happens. We are hoping X is 8 because we've narrowed it down to numbers that are 8 and greater. Then what would A have to be? Since A plus X is 14, A would have to be 6, B would have to be 7. And C, because this row has to sum up to 12 and X plus C is equal to 4, C would be -4. And now you can just check to see whether this grid works, because if it does work, we'd just be done. So I'm going to erase all of this. What's -2 plus 6 plus 8? Well, it's -2 plus 14, which is 12. 9 plus 7 plus -4 is 16 minus 4, which is 12. 5 minus 1 plus 8 is 12. -2 plus 9 plus 5 is -2 plus 14, which is 12. 6 plus 7 minus 1 is also 12. And 8 minus 4 plus 8 is also 12. So we see that this grid does satisfy all the conditions, which means that the smallest possible value of x is 8. And we are done. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.